floating past. Couldn't catch me, I be moving fast. Call me a shooting star. Let 'em know who you are. Flying up in a bar. Wish on a star. Time to show 'em who's in charge. Call me a shooting star. Shooting stars. Didn't even get to cross. I said I'm moving too far. Get to glass. Looking at a shooting star. Got more than a couple of people going mad. I swear they're rooting hard. Tell them I be big in the game like she went and got them breast implants. I said I'm moving too fast. Didn't even get a glance. I'm ready to eat up track like I'm seated in a restaurant. If you had swag like mine, you know it's best to flaunt. We aren't hating because you aren't. Shining like it's neon. Rock like Kings of Leon. Shooting stars across the galaxy. I stand out, so don't be mad at me. Infiltration with my strategy. When I turn up, then I just have to leave. Shooting stars across the galaxy. I stand out, so don't be mad at me. Infiltration with my strategy. When I turn up, then I just have to leave. Yeah, shoot, shoot. Yeah, shoot, shoot. Yeah, shooting, shooting. Yeah, shooting shots. Shooting stars, shooting stars, shooting stars, shooting stars. Didn't even get to cross.
Hey Sparkles, hi Twitch, hi YouTube, we'll start the stream in a minute, just hang on tight. It's just setting things up, and I know I sound a little different. Because yay, we have a really good friend help us out with the mic finally. Give me a second, I'm just setting things up. Okay, let's do it. Let's do it. I was just waiting for the song to be done. Okay. I hope my voice is loud and clear. If there's any audio issue, just tell me on the stream and I will fix it. Let's do it. Hi Sparkles, welcome to the stream. How are you guys? It's been a while, I'd say. Really? It's been just 2 days, but it genuinely feels like it's been a long time. Anyway, today for our special stream, MedEd stream, which we do every Sunday, I will be doing, as is given in the title, I'm gonna debunk every medical myth out there and say if it is fact or fallacy. So I prepared a few. Let me reduce the music on my side, my end. So Yeah, so I went on Canva, made a slideshow with different myths, and we're just gonna see each. We're gonna go to YouTube, type it out, and look at it if it's a fact or falsy. Of course, I haven't gone through every myth that you guys sent me over on my social media. I did add a few of my own, but I didn't actually see them. So this is gonna be new for me. We're gonna see how accurate can this be, because we're gonna look into it. I'm gonna use my medical knowledge, and we're gonna look into it. We're just gonna dive into it and see if this is even healthy or not. So 1 second, let's go to the screen. Let me quickly adjust my character so that doesn't... Is it logged? Right? No, a little bit. Wanna see my ties? You know what? I'm not gonna show you guys my ties. Okay. Yeah, that looks good. Let me move a bit to this one. Okay. I need to stop doing that. Let's just get into it. Let's just get into it. Okay. I'm gonna click on present. Medical myths debunked by Dr. Nuke. Bro. Oh, there was a drum roll? I didn't know that. The first myth for today, gymming during pregnancy. Yeah, I've seen this on Twitter. Someone sent me this on Twitter, and I was like, is this even acceptable? So I even reposted the post. I reported that post because that is so much false information. It's gonna hurt not just the mother but also the baby. So let's read it. Hard workout during pregnancy keeps you fit and healthy and away from complications. BS. I'm gonna just say it's BS. So I did have a Twitter post on that. Oh my god, there's no way I can find that. I did yap a lot. Oh yeah, there you go. View. Yeah, that's crap. This is the crap that we see. 1 month pregnant, 2 month pregnant. So it goes on the entire until 9 months. I'm begging you to put your loving hand out, baby. I'm begging, okay, this is bounces on the box. To put your loving hand out. Wait. Oh my god, I just can't watch it. I can't watch it. I played it hard and fast. While they pregnant. I walked away. Holy shit. Want me baby. Easy come and easy go. And it's what it's so into my feet, you let me go. Yeah, into my feet, you let me know. Anytime I see you, let me know. But the plan and see, just let me go. I'm on my knees when I'm begging. Cause I don't wanna lose you. I just can't. That was terrible. That was terrible. Okay. So, I'm gonna say it. I'm just gonna say it. No, this is false. You are not allowed to do that. That's bad. Draw on page. I'm gonna put a big cross. No, this is false. You cannot gym during pregnancy. Okay, it's good to do mild to moderate exercise like cardio, yoga, but dead weightlifting, heavy weightlifting itself. Use ab workouts, and what else she did? She did boxing. No, big no. I'm gonna put a big cross out there. A big no. You're just gonna hurt not just yourself, but also the baby. So what happens to the baby is, so this is like a heavy exercise. You're putting a heavy pressure on the baby. There's 2 reasons why the baby's gonna be hurt. One is mechanical pressure. Mechanical pressure is gonna hurt the baby, so it's not safe. It's really not safe. You want to risk your baby's life over it? Second, so to gym, you need a lot of oxygen in your blood, a lot of nutrients and oxygen. You are feeding for 2. And a pregnant woman is feeding for 2. So you're gonna go gym. It's like feeding for 5, because all your muscles are gonna be like babies. I'm like, no, why are you giving to the baby? I want all the nutrition. I'm gonna steal away all the nutrition into your muscles, and then your baby's not gonna get anything. So your baby's gonna starve. You're gonna get oligohydramnios. You're gonna, which is a little bit less reduced liquor. You're gonna get a small for gestational age baby. You can even have defects like limb defects due to any sort of mechanical pressure. You can have anencephaly. Anencephaly is nothing but no brain, like no head. There's no head, there's nothing in it. It's just a flat head. So yeah, you're gonna have deformed limbs, and no, it's a really bad idea. Big no to gymming. Multi-modal exercise and cardio is totally fine. Yoga, totally okay. Meditation, do it. But weightlifting, proper gymming, I would say no. We're not gonna get into this further. Just a big no. Wait, where's the pointer? What the fuck? Mama. Oops. Guys? Okay. Next. Blue light filter. Okay, this one is an interesting one. This is something I got from my friend who uses a lot of laptop, and he bought these blue light glasses lately, and was like, do these even work? Do these have any effect on your eyes? I'm like, I did a bit of research myself, so here it goes. Blue light filter glasses should be used to avoid eye strain while using screen. You would be shocked. You see, blue light, yes, they say it's bad for your eyes, but the amount of blue light that emits from your screen is actually really low. You know where do you get your most of the blue light from? It's from the sun. The sun emits like almost 500 times the amount of blue light that you're taking from the screen. So is the screen affecting your eyes because of blue light? I say no. Why do my eyes become red, watery and itchy when I stare at the screen for so long? It's not because of blue light, actually. It's because of two factors. First is, you're not gonna, when you stare at the screen for so long, your body is gonna stop blinking. The amount of times you blink per day, and when you watch the screen, it's gonna reduce drastically. So how much you're supposed to be blinking, like that's like one every 15 to 30 seconds. It's gonna delay. It's gonna become one every 1 minute, one every 2 minutes, and then your eyes are gonna. So what happened? What's the mechanism behind blinking? When you blink, first thing is your eyelashes. It's gonna dust off all the dust that's getting accumulated on your top of your eyes. Second is your lacrimal gland is gonna pour in those teardrops, which is gonna lubricate your eyes. So it's like a windshield. Your eyelashes is basically the job of a windshield. You don't clean your car window every day. It's gonna be so damn dusty and dirty. The eyes are the same, and they need constant care. So you keep staring at the screen. That's gonna increase the time between each blink, and your eyes are gonna suffer. They're gonna become dry, red, and teary. Second, generally you are looking at the screen, you're staring at an object for a really long time. When you stare at an object for a really long time, which emits its own light source, generally you're gonna have it's gonna be a strain. Your eyes are absorbing all the light. How the eyes work is they absorb the light, feed into the retina. The retina gives transmits the information to the brain. It changes the light to electrical signals and the electrical, so chemical to electrical again. It goes like that. And this light, you stare at any light source for so long, there's a lot of light going inside, so the eyes have to process more. The retina is because of the increased intensity of light going to your eyes, it's gonna be a strain on it itself. It has to accommodate more for that light, and because of the accommodation, your eyes are gonna get tired, your muscles are gonna get tired, and that's another reason for eye strain. So blue light filter, they say it's really useful, but I'd say no. I'd say it's more of a fallacy than fact. It could be true. There could be some things which I may have missed, but according to me, according to my medical knowledge, it's fallacy. Let's put a crossover. Right, a second. So, this is now. How do we? Okay. Night snack. Okay, this is an actual interesting thing which most even medicals are often confused about. Let me watch it before I speak on this. Okay, this is an interesting thing. Night snacking. So I think this is like everyone's familiar with this. You're late night gaming, you're late night studying. You just pick up something to eat and then you start munching on it, and then next year like I'm getting fat. That's actually not, that's in a way, yeah, night snacking is bad, but it's not exactly a fact, it's more of a policy. I'll tell you guys why. First, look at the content you're eating. Look at what kind of night snacks you're eating. Most people who snack at night are like eating chips, cookies, chocolates. Do you ever eat fruit at night? Like midnight, you're studying, or do you ever go cut a fruit and eat that? No, you just pick up whatever's beside you, which is like usually a chips cover, a packet, or something ready, available, or you guys go drink tea and coffee with a lot of sugar in it. Then, or you guys go out, you make some ramen or noodles and you eat it. So all of that is high carbs. You guys don't look into that. You say, oh my god, night snacking. But what are you eating at night? That's more important. You pick up a fruit, there's nothing much gonna be affected. But yeah, you snack on all of this. Their high calorie content is gonna go in, it's gonna go, and remember, you're not having so when you sleep, your body metabolism, everything goes down. So the amount of glucose needed reduces. So where does all that glucose go? That glucose, all the glucose you're taking from these night junk is gonna get converted to glucagon. It's gonna get converted to fat. It's gonna get converted to triglycerides, and that's gonna get stored. So you're not exactly burning the amount of glucose that you need during the day as much as during the day in the night. So all that extra calorie intake you did at night is now gonna sit inside your fat, and that's gonna cause you to increase fat. So it's not exactly night snacking that makes you fat, it's the content you eat. So I think this is a fallacy. I think this should be under fallacy. Next, the 5 human senses. Oh, I love this. Everyone thinks only 5 human senses. The human body has more than 5 senses. That is actually, what do you guys say? Is that a fact or is that a fallacy? It's actually a fact. We consider 5 human senses the basic human senses, which is what all do you have for 5? You have eyesight, you have taste, seeing, hearing, touch, and temperature, right? So those are the 5 human senses, but you have more than 5, which your nerves, your sensory nerves take. Just like graphesthesia, proprioception, vibration and sense. Then you have positioning and balancing. All these are actually senses. We don't consider them because they're not the basic human senses. When you talk about basic human senses, it's 5, but when you talk about special senses, that's more than 7. That's not 7 to 10. I'd say that. I don't know the exact count, but no, it's not. It's more than 5 when you come to. So this is a fact. This is actually a fact. More than 5 senses is a fact. Let's take a blue and put a tick. Wait, where's my blue? That's not blue? Oh. I can't erase it? Wait, there should be an eraser, right? No, that's not an eraser. Sir, where is the eraser? Right, okay. No, there's no eraser. There's no eraser. Let me just take it blue. Okay, there we go. That's a fact. I didn't know there was no eraser. What's the eraser? There shouldn't be the eraser. Okay, let's go to the next one. This was actually good. So actually, no. Let's look up where are all these old humans. Oh, human senses. Traditionally 5, but at least 9. So yeah, this is what I said: proprioception, equilibrium, thermoception, nociception. Nociception is nothing but pain. So there's more than this. There's graphesthesia, there's stereognosis, there's the special senses. Physiology. There you go. Thermoception. So yeah, it's basically all of this. And there's more. It's not very clear, it's all divided, but yeah, there is more than 5 senses. That's a new fact for you guys. So let's go to the next one. The melatonin method. Oh, don't you all love taking melatonin gummies because you guys love to fuck up your sleep schedule, sleep randomly during I think you guys, most of you guys like game or study. I'd say game most of the time till 2 a.m, 3 a.m, 5 a.m, 6 a.m, and then you're like, I need to sleep, and I'm like, oh no, I'm having a very bad headache, but I can't sleep. Let me take a melatonin gummy. And how many to take? That's where everyone's like, I need to ask the doctor. No, melatonin gummies are available everywhere in the supermarket, and it's an OTC medication. It's not even a medication. So what does melatonin do? So melatonin is sort of, it fixes your sleep cycle. Doesn't exactly fix it, but it's so. One second. Ouch. Okay, where we go? Okay, melatonin. So melatonin is not dose dependent. So when you take melatonin, it's gonna go to your brain and say, hey, you need to sleep. That's the most layman way I can explain what is melatonin. It's way more complicated than that, but it's not dose dependent. So no matter how many melatonin gummies you take, you will not fall asleep instantly. It's only going to cause you stomach upset if you take too many. So I'd say 1 to 2 is fine, but don't take 3, 5. Don't take more than 5. It doesn't work. Melatonin doesn't work that way. That's why it's available as a normal product. It's available in normal gummies because it's completely safe. You take 1, you take 5, it has the same effect. Only the difference is you're gonna have a stomach upset. So I'd suggest don't take high doses of melatonin and think it's gonna work. It's not gonna work. So this is a fallacy. This is a fallacy. What's red? Let me put. This is a fallacy. Let's go to the next one. Garlicky nose. Okay, this is something I didn't know, but someone on Discord told me that stuffing garlic up your nose helps you clear sinuses. I've never actually heard it, but it's kind of fascinating. Let's look it up. I didn't look it up just for the pictures for the thumbnail, but I didn't really actually watch it. Garlic nose to clear sinuses. There we go. Who is this Dr. Mendel? I don't.
There's nothing worse than having a stuffy nose. What do most people do? They get a tissue and they start trying to blow their nose, but it's already stuffed. So there's a way of stimulating the nasal receptors with the brain. Very simple.
Okay.
Take your 2 fingers, but just keep pinching just like this. Just pinch, 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 pinch,
That's not
pinch. Do that
garlic.
for about 20 seconds.
Where's
After
the
that,
garlic? That's not the garlic. Okay, here it goes.
so you've been
Garlic
seeing
up
this garlic trick where people are putting garlic up their nose, thinking it's going to remove congestion and sinuses,
here.
take
Wait,
away all
let's not
that
go
fluid.
to a
and meat.
doctor because they can say it's a fact or falsity. They're all like doctor. Do we have any normal video? Do we have a normal video where people are actually... Okay, I can also already see it's a crab, but I need to have an unbiased video. Okay, I can't really find a video about garlicky nose. You know what, let's just watch it.
Sticking cloves of garlic up your nose is one of the more stupid online trends that I've seen.
Let's just mute this guy. So she's sticking up garlic up her nose. Okay. Oh my god, what dude? That's so... It's gonna burn your nose. Why would you take selfie with garlic up your nose? Okay. Here. Oh my god. Okay. Garlic up your nose clear. It looks like it works, but hear me out. Don't do that. Don't do that. Do you even know what you're doing there? You're self-inducing inflammation and mucus. So how does mucus work? How do you get... So every time you're... What is stuffy nose exactly? So that's nothing but your nasal mucosa, which is whatever as you're lining your nose, it gets inflamed. Why does it get inflamed? Either due to allergy or infection or some sinus infection. So whenever your nasal mucosa is inflamed, it secretes thick mucus. So that mucus tries to wash away that allergen, the dust, or an infection residing in your nose. So that's what mucus is. Now what you're doing here is you're putting garlic up your nose. So your nose is gonna say, hey, guess what guys? There's a foreign object up our nose. Let's induce inflammation. Why? Because your body, anything that goes inside your body into places it should not, whatever the foreign object is, your body is gonna treat it as an outside object, hence calling it an allergen. So this allergen, your body is going to react by its specific defensive mechanism. So in your case, the nose secretes mucus and gets inflamed. So what happens? You're putting garlic up your nose is already inflamed, fine. You're not really clearing out the mucus there. You're going to make excess... You're gonna make your nose secrete extra mucus that's gonna come out. It's not gonna come out immediately. Maybe the mucus, I don't know how true this was that the mucus coming out, but you're gonna get your nose even more inflamed, and the next time you see, you're gonna have a red tomato nose with more and more mucus coming out. So it's not gonna make you better, but it's gonna make you worse. So no, garlic up your nose is pure crap. It's a false thing. Let's go next. The sleep bank. Oh, interesting. Okay, this is something I know, and many people have asked me about this, and I can say, okay, let's look at it. You can sleep 4 hours a day, and sleep depth can be tanked by sleeping 12 hours during the weekend. No, sleep doesn't work that way. Many people, even doctors, even interns, we used to often say, I have a sleep deficit, let me just give me a 1 day rest and I'll be back to my sleep. It doesn't work that way. So how does your sleep wake cycle work? You follow a rhythm every day for a few days. That's gonna be your sleep wake cycle. and any disturbances that is gonna fuck you up. So you're saying you're full days a day of sleep. So that's it. There's nothing called a sleep bank. There's no sleep deficit. Your brain is like, I sleep 4 days a day. I'm gonna sleep 4 days a day or night. And imagine you sleep. You're gonna be like, so that 4 hours, your brain thinks it's okay, but your rest of the body is not gonna like it because you need more sleep. Every time you sleep, your basal metabolism slows down. Every inch of your body gets stressed except your heart. Everything slows down. Your brain is like, let's put him in dream. We need to rest. The rest of us have to rest. So you're gonna be in a dream. Your body is chilling, and your body is gonna basically reset for the next day. And that 4 hours is not enough. For an average human being, you need to have at least 6 to 8 hours of sleep. Doctors say 5. Some doctors go 5, but it's not really healthy. 6 to 8 hours should be a minimum amount of sleep. And sleeping 4 hours of day is not good. And there's nothing called a sleep bank. Even if you sleep 4 hours a day and you try to sleep 12 hours during the weekend, it's not gonna be any different. It's not gonna work at all. You're gonna try to sleep 12 hours, you're gonna wake up 4 hours, you're gonna again try to sleep. You may get good rest, but that's not gonna, that's gonna actually make you feel worse on Monday, because now you slept 12 hours, your body's like, okay, we slept 12 hours yesterday, why are we not sleeping 12 hours today? That's literally what's gonna happen on a Monday. So I'm gonna say, this is a fallacy. The sleep bank does not exist. Sleep deficit doesn't work that way. If you wanna fix your sleep deficit, close the 4 hours, start 6 to 8 hours of sleep. All that's been deficiting in those 4 hours a day is now your body's gonna get fixed. It's gonna say, okay, I kind of like this new rhythm. Let's just sleep 6 to 8 hours a day. And your body's gonna be happy with us. That's literally what you call sleep deficit. That it's not an actual deficit. It's just that what your body requires, you're not doing that. So you have to do it by fixing your cycle. That's literally, it's called fixing your sleep deficit. There's nothing called sleep bank. This is a misnomer. That's what we say. It's a misnomer. So let's put across. This is a fallacy. Do we even have facts? Let's just go. Let's just see. The radiant man, humans can emit light and glow in the dark. I actually know about this. This is actually true, man. This is actually true. This is something which everyone have you seen in some movie or the other. And no, it's not something like Superman or who's that? Someone who burns. It's not Brand from League. It's not Johnny? Is that what was his name? The Fantastic Four. It's not like that. You don't have a fire in you. Neither am I talking spiritual. I'm talking pure medical. So it's not technically light. You're not technically glowing in the dark. One part of it is wrong, but the other part is correct. You do emit light. And what kind of light is it? It's radiation. It's thermal. It's thermal radiation. As you know, your body generates heat. If you don't generate heat, either you're a cold-blooded animal or you're dead. So you have something called homeostasis. Homeostasis is nothing but your body regulating temperature. So every cell, every tissue, every cell in your body tries to maintain a particular temperature, and that's called homeostasis. And that temperature, trying to reach that temperature, and not just that, but all the metabolism, anabolic, catabolic process, everything generates heat. That's a form of energy. So that heat, when you have something called heat and thermal detectors. That's how you detect a human in a dark room. You see that, you take that, you look into the thermal detector, you're gonna see a glowing man. He's not glowing, it's just heat inside his body. It's heat signatures in his body. That's how a lot of military aircrafts and all also use. They use thermal signatures. Thermal signatures are nothing but your body generating heat that's gonna be detected by the thermal signature. And difference in aircrafts, they usually direct heat through the planes, the flights, so those generate heat. So I wouldn't say an aircraft thermal signature, but normally a thermal signature that people use, that's literally how it works. So I say this is a fact. Glow in the dark is technically not true, but if you're talking about strictly thermal signature, then it's true. So I'm gonna put our first tick. Let's go. That feels good. Oh, wait, it's a second tick. That's a second tick. Night vision eyes. Okay. Okay, night vision. I think I know where this is going. Eating carrots every day increases your eyesight above normalcy and lets you see in the dark. No, that's not how night vision works. That's not how your eyes work either. So why do they say eating carrot is because carrots contain beta carotene, which is like help. One second. Let me drink some water in my throat straw. So beta carotene, is required for vitamin A, which is so what is vitamin A? Retinoic acid, retinol, whatever it is, it's needed for your rhodopsin, which are nothing but the pigment in your rods. So we have something called rods and cones. Cones are the pigment cells of your eyes. So the rods, which are responsible for vision in the night, looking at adjusting to the dark, and your cones are what you usually use for light and colors. So you have rhodopsin and iodopsin and cones, and rhodopsin and rods. So rhodopsin, for rhodopsin to function, you need vitamin A, you need beta carotene. But here's the thing. Beta carotene is merely helping. It's not gonna increase anything. It's not gonna increase the number of rods. It's not gonna increase the function of the rod per se. So no, so eating more carrots is not gonna help you increase your sight ability. It's not gonna give you superpowers. In fact, there's a entity called hypervitaminosis A, or beta carotenemia, which is due to vitamin A toxicity or beta carotene toxicity, and it causes your skin to go orangish. So I think that's somewhere next. So yeah, I kind of talked about 2 facts and policies. So yeah, this is like, no, you're not gonna get superpowers. Yes, you see in the dark, but it's not gonna increase your sight above normalcy. And how you see in the dark is mainly because of your adaptation to light. So it's not exactly that you're seeing in dark, but when you go inside your dark room, your eyes are gonna dilate. So your pupils are gonna dilate. So as you know, in a dark room, it's not that it's completely dark, there's some amount of light in there. So that light is your eyes are gonna try to capture that little amount of light left in that dark room and try to accommodate it. So that's literally how you see in a dark room. It's not because of eating more carrots every day, so it's completely unrelated. Let me just put across. Hey! 1 second. It's already selected now. Okay. Policy. So that's a policy. So let's go to the next one. The Daisy Spicy. Okay, this is actually kind of interesting because even I've always thought, why does India have so much spicy food? And why does America have so much bland food? I think the most bland Mexican food, so the most spicy Mexican food I had was it was not even close to medium spicy in an Indian food. I'm so sorry, but that's just a fact. Okay, let's see. The eating spicy food helps in cooling you down in hot climatic conditions. No, I don't see how. I can't imagine how that would work. But let's see in YouTube, but I genuinely don't think that's how it works. Okay, there we go.
Thailand and the Caribbean, heavily spiced dishes became common long before refrigeration existed. Many of the spices used, like chili, garlic, cumin, and turmeric, contain antimicrobial compounds that slow the growth of bacteria in food. In hot, humid climates where spoilage happens quickly, using spices helped reduce the risk of foodborne illness. Chili peppers also contain capsaicin, which stimulates the body's heat receptors and triggers sweating, a cooling response known as thermoregulation.
Okay, this is actually interesting.
So spice didn't just enhance flavor, it played a functional role in both preservation and comfort. Over time, these practices shaped regional cuisines and became part of cultural identity.
Okay, okay.
Why are your bum burns?
What the fuck?
Have you ever
Why are bum burns? Okay, actually can't take this as a fact because I haven't thought about that. Smart. So let's see how this is gonna work. Spicy food cool you down in hot climates. It's not gonna technically cool you down. You're not gonna feel like air conditioning cold, but here we go. Here we go. Ready for some medical facts? Okay, they talk about two things why people eat spicy food in hot climate. One is cooling you down, and one is, yeah, the spices used are actually natural preservatives. So natural preservative is going to reduce the spoilage of food. So foods, they tend to spoil faster, so people refrigerate it. But in olden times, in Asian countries, people use these spices like cumin, chili and all, which decreases, so it increases the shelf life of food. But here's the interesting part: how it exactly cools you down. That's something even I was wondering. Now let's look at this. You eat spicy food. Okay, you know one fact: spice is not a taste sensation. Eating spicy food, what it does is it triggers the pain receptors, and the pain receptors in your tongue sense it as spicy, so it's gonna send your brain, oh, this is not technically pain, but this is spicy. So it's not exactly spice receptors, but they're nausea receptors, they're pain receptors, which send to your brain, and your brain says, okay, tongue, what do you feel in your tongue is not actually pain but spicy. And your body, so you see, whenever people eat very hot and spicy food, they start to sweat. So that's a mechanism of body to cool it down. Like, oh my god, your tongue's burning, let's trigger heat, let's trigger our special defensive mechanism, which is nothing but sweat. So it's a form of thermoregulation by causing you to sweat. Sweat does nothing but it just cools you down, it cools your body down. The two main things about how homeostasis works. One is, if your body gets too hot, you're gonna start to sweat, and the sweat is gonna cool you down. If your body gets too cold, you call it goosebumps. So you see goosebumps in your hand when you're too cold. So that's your body's way of preserving heat. It's not exactly bringing heat in, but it's preserving the heat in your body. So that's the main mechanism of goosebumps and sweat. So that's part of your homeostasis. So I'd say this is true, but I'm strongly convinced actually after saying that. Let's check it. Chottamatte. What the hell? Okay, next. The orange bunny. The orange bunny. I'm not orange, I'm purple. Okay. Over consuming carrots may cause your body to turn orange. True, I did already say that hypervitaminosis A, beta-carotenemia, they actually make your body turn orange. How? That's a complex mechanism which involves bilirubin and with pigmentation. Okay, so I'm gonna put it true because I already told you guys. If you want, we can see a video on it. Hypervitaminosis A. There we go.
जनरली विटामिन ए जो है लोग समझते हैं कि इसे ज़्यादा मात्रा में लेने से
Fuck. Vitamin
On
A
to the
cup.
main section, the dangers of vitamin A. All types of vitamin A, including the carotenoids, are fat soluble, and they can,
That's
and
cute.
as a result, they can accumulate over time. So the carotenoids can
That was what I'm
deposit
saying.
under
So
the
they're going to
skin,
deposit on your skin and
cause
cause
an
an orange color.
colour, and then especially the retinaldehyde and the retinoic products can build up in the liver. Acute toxicity can happen within a day, and symptoms can include blurred vision, nausea, vomiting, dizziness, and a headache from increased pressure in the skull. Chronic toxicity may occur over months of long-term consumption of vitamin A supplements. And this is also one of the side effects that can happen when the prescription tretinoin and isotretinoin is used. And that's why it's always best that this is done under the supervision.
So exactly what I was saying. So yeah, your skin's gonna turn orange if you have too many carrots. So don't be a bunny like me and don't eat too many carrots. Okay, carrots are good for your health, but too many a day is gonna cause hypervitaminosis A. This is actually a pretty new entity which happened because of people exaggerating the function of vitamins and start taking excessive vitamins every day. So let's put you, it's a fact. Let's go to the next one. The blue blood. Oh, this is something, when we were kids, we were like, blood is blue when there's no oxygen, and blood is red when there's oxygen. Okay, blood is red when there's oxygen, but blood is red also when there's no oxygen. Blue, why do you say it's blue? Because blue is sort of a diagrammatic representation. You say the color blue when you want to represent that there's no oxygen in the blood. So you're drawing a diagram saying there's deoxygenated blood from the tissues to the heart, then heart to the lung, then lung to the heart, and heart to the tissues is oxygenated. So to represent that, you take color blue and red. Otherwise, it's really hard to explain. So from there came deoxygenated blood is blue. That's not true. You open up a body, you're gonna see deoxygenated blood as red as well. Maybe oxygenated blood is a bit more deep red, as it should be, and more viscous than the deoxygenated blood. Actually, no, both are equally viscous. It's just that there's not much of a color difference between deoxygenated and oxygenated blood. They say oxygenated blood is more dark red, which is generally true, but light red doesn't mean it's deoxygenated. It can also mean the patient has anemia, like very severe anemia, or dilution, like in sort of emergencies when you load in too much IV and normal saline, you're gonna have a diluted blood, so that's still light red. So this is actually false. Next, butter on burns. It's actually the first time I'm actually hearing it. Apply butter on burns immediately to heal it. Really? How does that even work? Let's see. What happened with the YouTube? Let me close it. Putting butter on burns. Should you put butter on a burn?
Don't put soy sauce, butter, ranch, or any other type of condiment on a burn. Instead, head to your...
Okay, it's getting worse. It's getting worse. No, we are not ready for that. Should we put butter on first? Oh my god. Okay, I can't really find. But let's just watch this.
I was busy thinking about.
Why would you know? I'm gonna put that on my brain. No, wait. Okay, I don't know why. I can't really find why they say put butter on your burn, but I mean it's already told there. Don't do it. Why? Because just general facts. When you have a burn, you're technically exposing the layer of your skin under the epidermis. So I told you, didn't I tell you about the garlic and the nose? It's the same thing. Just epidermis, your skin, is a defensive mechanism protecting your body from outside surfaces with germs in it. So what happens when you burn? When you burn, the top layer, whichever is the burnt layer, is gonna be gone. So the burnt layer is waste. It's not gonna be effective in defending your body against allergens. And what you're doing now, you're gonna put butter on top of this exposed skin, which is under the defensive mechanism. So your defense is gone. You're gonna say, hey, let me go put this allergen on my skin. So what's gonna happen? Infection. Simple. The germs, bacteria in the butter is gonna happily go sit on your skin and like, hey, I found a free way to enter the body and infect them. So you're gonna land up in infection and sepsis. No, you don't put butter on burn. That's a very bad idea. That's all I can think about. So there are other few myths about burns. I don't think I've added to this, but there's one where they say always run cold water on burns. You don't do that. Never run cold water on burns. You should always run normal water on burns or lukewarm. Why? Because running cold water on burns. So here's a fun fact about it. When your blood vessels always constrict in response to cold and dilate in response to heat. That works with almost everything in the world. You guys would have done physics experiments on it. So this is called Raynaud's phenomenon. And when you run cold water on the burn, your body's gonna say, okay, this cold, you're touching cold environment, all the blood vessels in the periphery close to the burn, you guys constrict. So what happens when your blood vessels constrict? There's gonna be less blood flow to the burn. So that's one thing you do not want to happen. Why? Because decrease in blood flow to the burn, that means there's gonna be poor healing of the more the blood that's exposed to the burn under the burn, that means that more healing is gonna happen to the burn. There's more nutrition going to the skin under the burn and it's gonna heal faster. But now you're applying cold water, it's gonna blood vessels are gonna constrict and there's gonna be reduced flow of blood to the burn. Everything's gonna flow faster. It's not gonna cover the entire surface of the burn. So your burn is gonna heal slower, it's gonna scar. So never run cold water on your burn. Always run like normal water. Normal water is always good. Or it's good to even run lukewarm, but never cold. So we always say running tap water, but we never say running cold water. That's wrong, that's false. One more myth we saw in one of the shots, and I immediately closed it, is scalds. Scalds are nothing but, you see those giant blisters when you get burnt with hot water? So never pop that. Never really pop that. So what you're doing is, by popping it, you're exposing, same thing, you're exposing the defensive mechanism of your skin is gone. You're exposing the underlying layer, which is very, very, very sensitive to infections. So by popping that, you're just inviting all infection to come and attack you. So don't pop it. You just let it heal. You apply ointment, you just let it heal, but never pop it. Same with all your acne and pimples. It's just gonna scar, it's just gonna invite infection, and you're gonna get pustules, pus. So no, never pop it, especially in your face. Popping on your face is very bad because sometimes it can trigger active bleeding, and your face is very rich in blood supply. So popping it is gonna just trigger active bleeding. Not good for your health. Next, the taped mouth. Tape your mouth with plaster overnight for better sleep until what's not. Okay, what the fuck? I closed YouTube again. Okay. First sleep. Ah. Okay, some sort of a brine trap. Let's just watch it because it's more biased to it. What the hell? Okay, genuinely. Your mouth taping wrong. Here's the right friend. Okay, they're just revealing what I wanted to say about not taping. They're not really talking about. So let's get to it. This is something a lot of people have in your daily life. You see some of your parents, grandparents, they snore a lot. And latest studies have come that snoring can be a sign of sleep apnea. What is sleep apnea? When you sleep, generally your body has to auto-regulate, right? So you should have normal respiration, normal breathing, normal oxygen saturation, normal amount of oxygen going into your blood. But what happens in sleep apnea is you suddenly stop breathing when you're sleeping. So your normal respiration fails to work. So there's reduced oxygen, there's hypoxia in your blood. So that's when your body's like, there's respiratory system. What are you doing? Why aren't you sending in more oxygen? And it's gonna trigger snoring. So the exact mechanism behind snoring is more complex and less commonly understood. There are many theories behind it, but one of the theories is because of sleep apnea that snoring occurs. And here, what I understand here is people tape the mouth to avoid snoring. That means you're just masking your body's ability to get through the sleep apnea. So you're just making your body suffer. Snoring is a sign of sleep apnea itself. So by hiding the snoring with taped mouth, first thing is that you are letting sleep apnea occur. That means there's less oxygen entering your body, there's less oxygen going to your tissues, and by tissues I mean also the brain. So you are causing all your tissues going devoid of oxygen, and that means less nutrition, and a lot of your tissues start to die. So sleep apnea is really bad that way. And taping the mouth, and sleep apnea can get worse, and a lot of people die because of sleep apnea, because not many people knew about it can occur in a normal adult human being, and it's recently come up. So I suggest people who are snoring, it's better to go check up with a neurologist, do a sleep study, and people generally put a CPAP machine at home which pumps in oxygen in you when you're sleeping. It pushes oxygen. It creates a positive pressure sending in oxygen. So no, I say don't put a tape over your mouth to avoid snoring. In fact, go and get a sleep study done instead. I don't see how it's gonna be. It's gonna be so uncomfortable. I don't think you're gonna have a good sleep either. So I'm gonna put this as a flawlessly. This is heavily wrong. Next. Mosquito AIDS. Mosquito can transmit HIV just like they transmit other diseases and malaria and dengue. I think this was more of a question someone asked me than a myth. Actually, this is so untrue. That's actually untrue. HIV does spread by blood, but malaria does not exactly spread by blood. It's kind of more complicated because mosquitoes, they don't take up the malaria parasite per se, but they take up the fertile stage. So they call that the gametocyte stage of the malaria parasite. So these are gonna. So what happens is the mosquitoes are gonna take up the gametocytes. Gametocytes are the male and female gametocytes fuse. It's like a normal fertilization. They get a zygote. So now from the zygote comes these sporozoites, which are sort of which are sort of Malarian larvae. So these larvae, they go through your stomach, they pierce the stomach, go through your salivary glands of the mosquito, and that salivary gland injects the mosquito, goes through what we call the proboscis. So the proboscis is something like the mouth of the mosquito, that long hair, like the pokey mouth of the mosquito, which pierces the human. So that's when mosquito feeds the blood, and while feeding the blood, of course, the salivary gland is going to secrete saliva of the mosquito. So these sporozoites, which went from the stomach to the Malarian larvae, which went to the salivary gland, will be ejected into the saliva into the human who it's biting. So that's literally how malaria spreads. So none of these sporozoites go into the new human and infect them, and again they have an entire cycle of Malarian parasite. And again, yeah, they become all of these merozoites, sporozoite, merozoite, then gametocyte goes again, it goes into the mosquito, another mosquito, and that's literally how it infects. HIV otherwise, well, HIV infects via blood. There's no larval stage of mosquito. Also, mosquito's stomach is not connected to its salivary gland in any way or the other. The blood does not go from the stomach to salivary. I said the parasite larva pierces the salivary gland and goes to the pierces the stomach and goes to the salivary. It does not have a direct attachment. It makes its own way. Unlike HIV is stuck in the blood. It can't do anything. It's just a virus. It's a virus in the blood. The blood does not go to the salivary. It just goes into the stomach, and it's gonna just die because mosquitoes blood, I don't even know, it's not exactly blood. That this is like the mosquito's body cannot so basically HIV cannot survive in a mosquito, and it does not go to the salivary gland either. So hell, mosquitoes cannot transmit HIV. Let's put it wrong. We'll see. Okay, we have 9 more. A gut feeling. The gut is the second brain of the human body. Oh, this is actually a good saying among medical community, as it actually is. Your gut has thousands of neurons. It's not exactly a second brain, I'd say, but it is. It's a saying. It's just a saying. So what we call in this is that it has something called peristalsis. So it generates. So these neurons, these generate impulses, which cause peristalsis. Peristalsis is nothing but helping the gut contracts and relax, moving the food from pushing the food in one direction. And that's what we call the second brain, because I think it has the second highest number of neurons in the body after the brain itself. And this is actually a fact. That's pretty thick. Let's go next. The foot weaves. That sounds funny. Applying onion over the foot overnight. So okay, I get it. Why not? Because people cry when cutting onions. Applying onion over the foot overnight cures fever. Does it? I've never actually heard of this, but someone in Discord told me that. Oh god.
Absorption. No detox. No magic cleansing. Just a weird smell in your room. Eat onions, sure, but don't wear them to bed. And
okay, this is something about detox. Okay. No. Okay, maybe some crap, some videos. That's not totally true. What the hell? I don't even see a way that your foot is your foot and your respiratory system is your respiratory system. There's no connection whatsoever. I know it's not gonna travel through your blood to your respiratory system either. You're just gonna you're gonna put an onion over your foot. You're just gonna attract bugs and roaches and more infections, and there's sulfuric acid in the onion, which is gonna sit on your foot and make it stinky, and I don't know, it's sulfuric acid can also cause allergen and can cause itchiness. So no, I just can't imagine a way this is gonna work. It's not gonna help in detox. Why would you put an onion over the foot? There's literally no connection between your foot and your respiratory system whatsoever. And I said, anything on your body, a foreign object, your body is gonna treat it as a foreign object and try to push it out. So that sulfuric acid is gonna go through your skin, and your body's like, there's something trying to enter skin. I want you to activate inflammation. It's just gonna cause you more fever. So I don't think that's not really gonna help you. It's gonna treat as an allergen. Inflammation is nothing but redness, fever. So it's not gonna cure fever. It's just gonna cause, I wouldn't say fever. It's not gonna cause exactly fever. It's gonna cause inflammation and itchiness and stinky onion feet and attract bugs and cause infection. No, don't do this at home. Just don't. This is a fallacy. There's no way this is even close to being true. Let's go next. The potato. Oh my god. Dude, why do people love putting vegetables and fruits in your socks? That's what they're doing. Stuffing raw potato in your salt detoxifies the body. How? I genuinely can't find a reason for this to happen. Let's look it up. Potato and salt.
people, oh hi, I'm
Potato and salt detoxification. Okay, I think we had a mix up. Listen, onion for detoxification, potatoes for fever. It's just a confusing mix up. But yeah, that was false as well. It's not really gonna detoxify. How is it even gonna detoxify? It's gonna cause more inflammation, and that's not detoxification. It's called toxification. But yeah, let's see. No. Again, this might convince you for it to. It might convince you to look like it's working, but not really. Your body's like adjusting to itself, saying there's a fever and we're gonna work towards killing it. And fever is nothing but your natural defensive mechanism of your body against infection. So once the infection is gone, the fever subsides automatically, and that's why NSAID is mainly. So fever is sort of an uncomfortable feeling. So to reduce uncomfortable feeling, you take paracetamol and NSAID is acetaminophen. But again, as I said, your foot's your foot, your body's your body. You can't really stuffing potato up your sock is the same thing as an onion. It's gonna rot on your foot. That's the worst part. That potato is gonna rot on your foot, and it's not gonna detox. If it's not gonna cause fever, it's just gonna. I'd say it's just gonna there's just gonna be more bugs trying to crawl onto you instead. Oh my god. And maybe grow fungus, I don't know, flies around you. It's just gonna get you more sick with all the things that carry like flies and bugs. So no, I just really can't see a way this was. It's medically impossible. That's why it's called a myth, and that myth is medically false because there's no actually proven way that this works, because a fever can subside on its own, and doesn't mean that putting a potato up is gonna actually make it subside. And plus they said putting wait, why is there a here? So I don't think putting a potato up the actually increases this, but you're literally putting it overnight, and that overnight is enough for a fever to subside, even without the potatoes. So I think this is a fallacy. It has to be false. There's no way that's gonna work. Okay, someone fucking typed in the comments like, yeah, like, that's a medical myth. It is! So yeah, it is a medical myth, and no comment. The virginity. Oh, this is someone who said this, because I actually found it quite interesting. So this is a grandma's tale, and a lot of people still follow it. I've personally seen this in my forensic department. So hymen is the virginity seal of your genitalia. Female with a torn hymen is not a virgin. No, hymen is not the virginity seal. So all the women out there, if your hymen is torn, doesn't mean you're not a virgin. So how this works is, so the hymen is nothing but a thin membrane in your vagina. It can be broken by a lot of things like horse riding, bike riding, not just sex. The sexual intercourse itself does not break. Sometimes, hymen still persists after sexual intercourse. So it doesn't mean you're a virgin, it doesn't mean you're not a virgin. Well, an intact hymen mostly is that you're a virgin, but a broken hymen does not say you're not a virgin, because there are a lot of other ways. So there's often this thing in which we see in forensics, we call it, which is the position of the hymen. Usually the hymen in section, I think it's turned posterior aspect, around 6 o'clock position for intercourse, and anterior half is usually turned for something like traumatic tear. So this is completely falsy. It's not true. It's really not true. Let's go next. Ready legs. Letting sweat dry on your legs gets you sick. Okay, this was something from Discord. Someone said it's a Filipino. It's a Filipino saying. It's a Filipino letting sweat dry on your legs get you sick. Actually, no, it doesn't. I mean, a lot of people get sweaty legs, let the sweat dry on the legs, and no one ever gets it. A lot of athletes do that. No, this is completely flawless. How does it work? Okay, let's think it more scientifically. So you are letting sweat dry on your legs. No, I just can't think. There's nothing related. So it's gonna absorb the water. It's just gonna absorb the water. There's a part of your leg that's not gonna go inside. So I don't see how that's gonna get you sick. Plus, there's also the letting wet hair is gonna get you sick. So how do you get sick? How do you get fever? Is basically infection. So where is the infection and letting sweat dry on your legs? Where's the infection and cold water on your hair? There's no infection. When the infection enters your body, that's when you get a fever. It's your, as I said, the fever is nothing, your body's ability to fight against infection. So you may catch a cold when you have wet hair, and that's purely because of allergen. Actually, even that's not really true. Okay, maybe cold water sort of triggers inflammation in your nose, but fever, no, fever does not work that way. You need an infection. You need a source of infection. Rain does carry infection. Maybe that way you can get sick, but sweaty, dry legs, sweat drying on legs, no, there's no way it's gonna carry any sort of infection. So this is flawless. Okay, we're almost reaching the end. Maybe it's streaming. Oh my god, it's already 11:50. What the fuck? Okay, I did not expect that. Death by fan. A table fan can kill you? I'm so confused. No! Guys, have you ever put your hand in a table fan? Okay, this is... I think this is sort of a German... I don't know. No, it's false. How can a fan kill you? Medically impossible. I fucking touched a fan before and it did not even slice my hand though. Please don't do that at home, it's not safe, but no, it doesn't kill you. But yeah, you should be careful of table fans because if the blades are too sharp, it can cut your hand. That's gonna cause bleed, and the bleed, you can control the bleed. It's not technically gonna kill you, but if you just let it to bleed, it's gonna cause blood loss. Maybe, but no. No, a table fan itself cannot kill you. It's not a chainsaw, there's no way. Next. The dreaded Zugluft. Okay, this is a German myth. I remember someone told me about this a day ago. They wanted me to include in this. It's a German myth. Opening 2 windows at the same time will get you sick. Actually, no. Opening 2 windows is actually good for your health more than... But not... Same time is unrelated, but probably it's a myth that if you open the same time. But there's nothing medically significant about it because it's actually good. It's gonna cause cross ventilation. So what's cross ventilation is basically having 2 windows or a window and a door on the opposite side. So there's gonna air coming from from the window and going in the direction of the door or the other window. So it's what we call cross ventilation. Actually good for your health. So if there's only one side of the air coming and there's no exit of the air, then you can expect there's more allergens, there's more infections going, and like having a break at the house. It's not gonna go outside. There's no way for it to go outside. So that can get you sick, but having 2 windows open at the same time, no, that's not gonna get you sick. It's actually good because it will cause cross ventilation if they're not specified. So no, this is the policy. The 10% rule. Okay, this is something which is so damn common, and it was actually strongly believed by everyone, including doctors and urologists until now. The 10% rule. We use only 10% of the human brain regularly. That's actually false. People say there's a lot of theories behind this. They say that people use only 10% every day. We have unlocked only 10% of the mind. We don't know. We know only 10% of the brain. That actually all utter crap, because ever since the advent of MRI and CT and autopsies, we pretty much explored every nook and corner of the brain. There's not a single part of the brain that's left unexplored. Plus, brain is one of the most studied organs in the body, by the way. So no, we use almost 100% of our brain when doing work. Not a single percentage of the there's not a single percent of the brain that we're not using when we are doing anything. So no, the entire brain is working. The entire brain is working, and we know that, and we also know that we have unlocked. We know every function of every part of the brain. There's no part of the brain where we really don't know the function of. Maybe on a molecular level there's something here and there that could be researched, but anatomy per se, we know almost everything about the brain right now. So the 10% rule is a myth and does not exist anymore. So don't go saying, you guys have only 10% of the brain unlocked. I have 90%. Everyone have 90%, okay? Let's go next. I think this is the last one. Yeah, this is the last one. That was fun. Okay. So, winding up the session, there were a lot of policies, but there are also a few facts that we found, and there's something new that I've learned myself. So thank you so much for helping me collect these 24 myths, so that I could debunk them with facts and policy. And this one will be uploaded on both YouTube and Twitch. And I will upload the shorts as well, so that people who missed it can still watch the shorts and have a basic idea about what went today. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, and see you guys tomorrow. We'll see, mostly tomorrow, but depending on how tomorrow goes for me. So mostly if we do tomorrow I'll be doing some, again, karaoke session, guitar stream, or I was thinking we'll do some art. I think art sounds good, so let's think about it. So thank you so much for watching. I think we'll just end the stream for today. So bye bye, see you guys tomorrow. Get a good night's sleep, and don't think about sleep back and sleep death. Just have 6 to 8 hours sleep every day. So bye bye, see you guys.